to Driving with Jonny. I'm Jonny, and this is a Nissan Z Nismo. And that Nismo part is really important, and we'll explain why. But before we do that, I'd like to do this thing on my Instagram. And when I get a car dropped off in my house, I snap a picture of it, I throw it up on Instagram, and I ask you all, what do you want to know about it? And these questions I get, they help to kind of like guide and inform the review. Well, with the Nismo here, 89% of you had but one question, and that is, does it need a manual transmission? Because the Nismo, for reasons we'll get into, automatic only. Not a dual clutch, an automatic transmission only. Nissan claims this is a good thing. Also, the other 11% of you wanted to know about the price. Is it worth the money? Because a base Z is $43,000 thereabouts. A Nismo starts at about $65,000. That's where it starts. This one is almost 70 grand, which is quite a bit of money. So you can see where the focus of this review is going to be, and that is A, how's the transmission, and B, 70 grand for this? You know what I like to say? There's only one way to find out. Before we get to how it drives and the transmission and money questions, we should talk about the design because, man, when did this thing get so good looking? If you know the regular Z, I didn't like the way it looked. This looks so good. The biggest difference right off the bat, the grille, the regular Nissan Z, just got this like lazy rectangular opening. And it's like, I guess it's Bauhaus, but like, why? It's supposed to, I don't know, reference some old Z. I don't remember any old Z having a rectangle up front like that. This just looks absolutely fantastic. They also really toned down the headlights. It had these really fussy, sort of like cat's eyes. It looked like a librarian with a big square mouth was coming at you. Also, wow, what a great color. Like, do you remember the launch colors? Like, hang on a second, I'll show you. Like, this is what the thing launched like, and it's supposed to be this nostalgia play, and like it was even crazier looking than that, and like who's nostalgic for that? That ain't from the 1970s. So yeah, so that was weird. They also did like Battleship Gray. I don't know why they did that, but yeah, from the front, the Nismo is just a home run, especially compared to the regular one. And these flicks, and actually most of the aero on the car, totally functional. Yeah, the side of the car is also great. I love this two-tone, the black and the red. Just awesome. The wheels are fantastic. These are these Ford raised wheels. Nismos always have them. They look great. For the first time, I'm really seeing like, you know, Datsun Z era stuff. It's really good. And then, man, did they fix the rear too, because if you remember the rear on the normal Z, it looks like a Z32. What's that? That's like the alligator looking Z from the 90s. And why do you want a front end that looks like a car from the 70s and the back that looks like a car from the 90s? You don't. Nobody wants that. It's kind of, it was like a, I don't know, it was a weird decision in-house. You see a little bit of that, but it's not as on the nose. Again, all the aero, this little kick up here, it's all functional. And, you know, from a design point of view, hell yeah. If there's any critique, it's like for some reason, it needs to be lowered. I don't know exactly what that is. I'm going to assume it's some kind of suspension thing, but it really, like, boy, a good like 1 inch drop on this car would look even better, but doesn't bother me that much. Yeah, I just think this thing looks really, really good. Shifting. So yeah, we'll start with the elephant in the room, and that is the transmission. All right, where to even start? So, they went with automatic only, and it's not a dual clutch. It is a 9-speed automatic transmission, and it's pretty. They're saying, look, it shifts faster than a manual, and the GTR has always been automatic only, which is like one of the more disingenuous things. Not that the GTR hasn't been automatic only, but the GTR, like, it was the next car after the Bugatti Veyron to have a dual clutch. Like, give me this thing with a dual clutch. That would be interesting. It's not a dual clutch. Oh, it's doing it. Flash flood warning around current location. It's just some old Nissan software they've had since, like, I mean, I remember back in 2005. this platform is from 2005, but it just keeps going off. Flash flood warning, which I guess is helpful, but it's like, flash flood warning, 36.7 miles from your current location. All right. Other cars do that too. I feel like Audi does that. They should have offered a manual because obviously it fits, and obviously I believe the torque is the same, so it would work. Why didn't they? All right, here's the straight dope. The base Z with an automatic would hit 60 miles an hour quicker than a manual Nismo, so they didn't do it. I say big mistake. I think they actually would have sold more. Maybe they will, because these, I mean, look, LA, think what you want. Car capital, car culture capital of the world. And I just don't see any Nismos. None. I barely see any Zs. So, not selling. And again, if I just put a picture of a car up and said, what do you guys think? And like 90%, 89%, I didn't really do the math, but the overwhelming majority of the comments are like, why no manual, LOL? Yeah, maybe you'll catch a couple flies with some honey, you know what I'm saying? All right, that out of the way, this thing scoots. This is a very, very, very quick car up here in the canyons. I did not love this thing around town. It's kind of fine, but if you're not in Sport Plus mode, that 9-speed is kind of dopey. I don't like automatic transmissions. Well, there are some good ones. This is not one. On the freeway, short wheelbase, it does not ride well. You know, I think it's pretty cambered up. Yeah, it's not a lot of contact patch, as it were. I wasn't impressed. Came up here, I was like, wow, this thing is fast. It's real fast. Don't like the intake sound it makes. It's just very VQ, like, I know it's not a VQ. Twin turbo, 3-liter V6, 420 horsepower. I forget the torque off the top of my head. It's like 360 something probably. We can insert a graphic right here. It's so fun having your own channel. That tells you the torque, but it just hauls up here. I mean, it's just a fun, quick car. Funny story, a couple years ago, I saw a Z and a camouflage Z, or I should say the front end and the rear were all camouflaged up, and a BMW M2 and a bunch of Japanese guys up here, right here on this road. And they were obviously Nissan engineers, and they were benchmarking both the current Z and the M2. And so, you know, put on my auto journalist hat, and I ran to where they were parked, and I ran in, and I rolled down the window, and I stuck my arm out, and I got some really blurry photos, so I never got to post that. But I bet you, if you were to get an M2, and I don't remember if it was an M2 or an M2 competition, but I bet you that with this much power, and this weighs about 3,500 pounds, maybe almost 36, this would be just as quick as an M2 on this road. I can almost guarantee it, or close enough, or slightly faster, something like that. Would I rather be driving an M2? Yeah, that was the last generation M2. If it was the comp, that was a very good car. This thing, like, the steering, while effective, is numb. These tires are rad. These Dunlops, by the way, grip like crazy, but it's just sort of a vague feeling at the front end. Don't really know what it's doing. The engine note, I'm just not in love with. Brakes are pretty good, although if you really come in hot, like that, like the rear kind of a little, you know, not too bad. And honestly, on a road like this, you're not doing that, but I imagine at the track, that would become quite apparent. But again, the tires are just fantastic. Oh, we got another flash flood warning. All right, it's one of those cars where it's super duper capable. It's not like super duper enjoyable. Accomplishes its mission. It's a way better car up here than the Z is. We did a comparison test with Motor Trend with automatic Supra and the automatic Z, and like, yeah, Supra just all day, all night. It was really, I just felt bad. I'm like, you know, look, because that's the thing, right? That Nissan admitted, they said, hey, we don't want to spend a lot of money. We're just going to do a second mid-cycle refresh of the Z. You know, went 350, 370, and it's going to be the 400Z. but it's just the Z. And they said we're going to do, it's the third refresh of that platform from like FM platforms like 2004 or thereabouts. Sorry, the FM platform, FM platform's like, I don't know, 2004 or earlier even. I mean, I started reviewing cars in 2005 and they were on this platform and they had this map software. So yeah, there's a lot that's warmed over, and honestly, the Nismo version fixes all those faults. It really does. This thing rips, and it is a very capable car. It really is. It could be a little bit more fun. There's just this numbness in the steering, and it's just like, this is not precise. You see what I'm doing? So, I don't know. But I do like it. I'm having a good time. I like it up in the canyons. If this was my weekend car, you know what? Like, I'd be cool with it. Modify a couple things about it, like nice set of coilovers or something up front. Sharpen that rack somehow. But again, like, this thing's dope. It really is. And then you kind of start to get into the interior a little bit, and it's okay. I just think for $70,000, and like, what? I mean, this is gonna sound horrible because just tooting my own horn, but I would sort of just do what I did. I have a Toyota GR Corolla, which manual. There is an auto, but I got the manual. And similar process going from Z to Nismo, going from Corolla to GR Corolla, where they stiffen the body, but all in on that, like, I don't know, $47,000 I think I paid for mine, and then mine probably has like 20 grand worth of mods on it, which not so good at adding things up, but that's like 67,000, so 2,500 less than this car. Yeah, I'd totally rather do that. Heavy braking is not, this car does not like a big boot. That's unfortunate. I'm heading downhill and it really moves around under braking. That's not a good sign. Goes really well. Turns good, it turns, it's just fast. It's just a very quick, capable car. Just not into that induction noise. It's just like, but a real performer. And again, like 420 horsepower, we forget how spoiled we are. Like, I remember when the B5 Audi RS5 came out, and like, I think I said somewhere in print, 420 horsepower is all you need. Total my Bill Gates moment. What was it? 640K. Who needs more memory than that? Like, yeah, 420 is good. 420 is fast. You can eat up a lot of road with it. Obviously, my feelings on the Nismo here are all mixed up, because anytime I want to say anything bad about it, I'm like, dude, you're flying. Like, this is a good pace. This thing really does attack a road well. So, cheers to that. But there are some flaws. They're not going away type flaws. So, yeah, I think if I owned this, I'd just be worried about how to change that induction noise. The transmission shifting, it's okay. You just leave it alone. Pull it back, I think that puts it in manual. Again, their whole thing with like, oh, you couldn't shift gears faster than this with a manual. Like, no, I couldn't, but I can name like, I don't know, a dozen automatic transmissions that do shift gears faster than this. Yeah, it's okay. I see what they're trying to do. It ain't no ZF 8-speed, if you know what I'm saying. Also, a lot of interior creaks. Now, I don't know how many miles this car has on it, but a lot of creaking. Press car, they get beat up. Yeah, it's just not a quick shifter when you're doing it manually. It's almost like slow to the point, and you also get a lot of like shift denied situations. Like, here, let me gin one up for you. So we're at 3,000. Sorry, we're 5,000 now. We're in third gear, 5,000. Red line is 7,000, and I want to like drop to second. and the 3 just blinks at me. So I have to drop my revs down 4,500. Then it goes in. It's a huge gap though. Wow, geez, it's a big gap. It's like 2,500 RPM. So the gears could be closer together. There's 9 of them. Why space them out like that? Like, you know, zing, 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 and make 9th overdrive. Just me. What do I know? So I don't mind the whole like, hey, the GTR automatic only, but like, boy, this ain't the GTR's 6-speed dual clutch now, is it? That's even still, that's a great transmission, man. I'm miss a GTR. I haven't driven one in 6 years. Got to get my hands on a GTR. What a thing! What a thing! Yeah, I'm so mixed up with this car. Doesn't feel good over bumps, but like technically handles them well. Is super quick. Doesn't have great brakes. You can fly around corners, but there's no feel to it. It doesn't really. It's kind of got like the old F10 BMW M5 thing, where it's like, not that this is real loud, but like that car was like this bank vault where the speedo was always pegged at 110. You know, this is really moves though. It's a tough one, but I think I know the conclusion. And so, to wrap this one up, in conclusion, the Nissan Z Nismo. Man, did I like this thing a lot more than I thought I would. It's a great canyon car, it really is. But back to the 2 main questions, like the transmission and the money, well, yeah, it's being held back by kind of a whatever transmission. It is what it is. A dual clutch would totally help. A manual, like we discussed, would totally help. And then there's the money, and I'm just like, isn't like an M2 about 70 grand or thereabouts? And like, you can just get so much for that money. Like, there's that Cadillac CT4V Blackwing, I think it's called, but like, isn't that about 70 grand? Like, and then there's, you know, my question, and ultimately, it's real simple. Like, would I have one? And as much as I enjoy driving it up here, I just can't see spending the money on it. And I think it goes back to the fundamental question of, who is this thing for? You know, like, it's just, you know, I don't know. I don't know. You know, hats off to Nissan for making a good car. But for me, I'm going to pass. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Driving with Jonny. If you agree strongly or disagree even more strongly, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you on the next episode of Driving with Jonny.